guys, I'm Sankalpita and you're watching Book Geeks India, which is a channel where I make book related videos. In this video, I bring to you the books that I'm reading currently. So I have a habit of picking up books and then sometimes I leave some books and I start reading some other books. I'm a very mood reader in that way, and I often have a tendency to leave books for months on end, for days on end, for weeks on end. And sometimes I also have a habit of just finishing a book in one go. So I'm kind of wired weirdly that way. But I guess a lot of readers and you would associate with this weirdness inside me. So in this video, I thought why not talk about all the books that I'm reading currently. So I have been reading these books from some time. Some of the books I picked up like 2 months ago, while some of the books I just picked up days ago. So it's a kind of random list in that manner, but all these books I want to finish reading as soon as possible, and I'm quite determined to finish them in the month of June. And now without further ado, let's just get into the video. Now, book number 1 is Wuhan Diary Dispatches from the Original Epicenter by Fang Fang. Now, this is a book that I just recently discovered on Storytel, and the moment I saw it, I know I had to read it. If you have been following my channel for some time, you know that I love to read non-fiction. I love to discover books by less known authors and less known people, and this was one such read and I had to pick it up. I did. So this is a book by a very famous and acclaimed Chinese author who has been a lot in the news recently, and that was exactly because of this book. So Wuhan Diary takes us to the epicenter of the coronavirus plague. It talks to us about the original lockdown that happened in Wuhan, and this is an author who has been criticized widely throughout China by people, by trolls, by government supporters, and also by the government. So she had been constantly censored, and a lot of her content has been removed from the internet because the Chinese government don't believe in freedom of speech. They constantly monitor content on the internet, and that content is what constitutes this diary. She started writing this diary on January 25th, which was a couple of days after the original lockdown in Wuhan happened. She used to write these articles, diary-like entries, blog entries, and she used to post them online almost on a daily basis. And like I said, a lot of this content used to get removed because she was criticizing the authorities, because she was showing the real picture of how things happened in China. She was showing the brazen attitude of authorities. She was showing the lazy attitude of authorities. So she was exposing a lot of dark truths that the Chinese government did not want to get out in the public, and that was the reason she was criticized a lot. I'm currently almost 60% done, so this diary starts on 25th. I'm on the March 6th entry. The reason I'm liking this book so much is it is very honest, it's very candid, and it talks to you about the situation at hand, and it also talks to you about the emotional aspect, the struggles, the traumas of normal people like us, people like you and me. Very few people have this ability to construct a narrative about all the aspects of a situation, and that is what Fang Fang has done in this diary. So I am loving it so far, and I really want to get to it by the end of June. Hopefully I will. The next book that I'm reading is this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's The Angel's Beauty Spots by K.R. Meera. So this is a very, very short read again. I think it's less than 150 pages. And it is a book that is a collection of novellas. So it has 3 stories. Right now I'm at the end of story 1. I have finished reading 1 story. Now, those of you who don't know, K.R. Meera is a very, very famous author. She writes in Malayalam, and her works are translated into English and read by readers all over India. And she has been on the jury of the JCV Prize for Literature. That was last year, and she has also won many awards, including the Sahitya Akademi Award. Now, she was a journalist before this. She used to write for Malayalam Manorama, but somewhere in her life she decided that she has to focus on her writing, and that is how she dropped her career to focus on her writing. So now she writes very, very amazing novels. I do have a couple of books by her, but this is my first read by her so far. So the first story that I have read is about this woman called Angela, and she has had a very troublesome life so far. She has had a failed relationship, and she's also troubled by a lot of things. Now all the three stories that are in this book revolve around the theme of betrayal, tragedy, and violence, and how these three intermingle and impact a person's life. So this is what the book is all about. Like I said, I've read the story one, but I'm looking forward to the next two stories, and I hope I will be finishing them very, very soon. The next book that I'm reading is also on my Kindle. It's called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. He doesn't need any introduction. Of course, we all know him. If you have read one single book in your life, I'm sure you would be knowing who Paulo Coelho is. But I have a confession to make. This is my first book by Paulo Coelho. I have never ever read his books before. And I don't know, I have been reading books forever now, but I just haven't read any of his books before. So I thought, why not start with one of his most famous ones, and that's how I picked up The Alchemist. Now this is the story of this young shepherd boy called Santiago. Santiago is a very curious guy, and he loves to wander, he loves to read a lot, and he likes to discover new things and new places, seek new information. He could have been a priest, but he decided to be a shepherd instead because he wanted to travel to places and just learn about different people, different cultures. And one day he has this dream in which he's seeking a treasure. So it is in search of this treasure that he decides to leave Andalusia in Spain, his country Spain, and travel to Egypt. If you know your geography, Spain and Egypt are not that far, but nevertheless he has to cross the sea and move on to Egypt, and that is what he does. So finally, I am somewhere around 50% in the book. I do have another 50 to cover, and right now the part I'm reading, he's in Egypt, he's arrived in Egypt, but he still has a long way to go to the pyramids of Giza, because that is where he thinks the treasure lies. And in this process, in this journey, he meets a lot of people. He meets a gypsy woman, he meets a merchant, he meets a guy who calls himself the king, and he meets alchemist. But his journey is still incomplete and he has a long way to go. So I'm looking forward to his journey. I think I'll be picking it up very, very soon. So yeah, I am excited to read it. The next book that I'm reading, guys, is this one, Pilgrim Nation by Devdutt Pattanayak. Now this is a review copy that was sent to me by Aleph, and I'm sorry, I have made a little mess of the jacket. It's not in the best condition that I got it, but I have been reading this book very, very slowly. So it has a list of 32 pilgrim sites from all over India, from all over Bharatvarsh, and like the book says, the making of Bharatvarsh. So this has ancient sites and sites belonging to the modern period, to the not so ancient period, the medieval period, and it also has sites belonging to other religions apart from Hinduism. And right now I'm almost 90% done with the book. So like I told you guys, the book is divided into various sections, and I have done the Vedic age, the Shraman age, the Puranic age, the Tantric age. I have yet to do the European age and the nation state. So these are the sections that are remaining, and I think I like this book because it has so much information about many unknown sites, many pilgrim sites that I had no idea of. So it talks about those sites, and it also talks about the stories behind those sites. It also talks about how local customs and cultures and histories gets amalgamated into the general framework, and that's the beauty of our civilization, right? Another thing that I like is his illustrations. So mostly he draws all of these himself, but here are some which I don't know he has drawn or somebody else has drawn. Like you can see, I've highlighted this book a lot. I have been reading it very, very thoroughly. So this is one book that I really hope to finish in June, and wish me luck. Finally, guys, the last book that I'm reading is this one, Touch the Sky by Rashmi Bansal. Now, this is a book that I have been holding on to from more than a year, I think. But yeah, this is a book which is a very, very simple read. I don't think voracious readers or regular readers would like it. But if you are a beginner level reader and you're looking for inspiring stories about women, then this is a book that you should read. So it's a compilation of inspiring stories of women from across India who are writing writing their own destiny. So what I like about this book is that Rashmi has spoken about women, ordinary women like you and me, whose stories otherwise we would not have known. These are women who come from ordinary circumstances and sometimes less than ordinary circumstances, and they have yet managed to achieve something in life only by the force of their sheer determination and hard work. And I think I am about 30-40% done in the book. I have to read the other part also, but that is the progress that I've made so far. So guys, these are the 5 books that I'm reading currently. Do let me know how many books are you reading. Are you a reader like me who loves to shuffle between different books, and are you a mood reader like me? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what are your current reads in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until the next video, which will be pretty soon. Bye.